So I wanted to record a video on TropicPvP crazy factions, kind of to display the upcoming map and a lot of the features. I originally scripted this video, it came off and it just seemed so disgenuine, so I thought I'd retry it. So in this video, I'm just going to go over some of the features on upcoming crazy factions. If you know you're playing already, there's no need for you to watch this unless you want to try figure some stuff out, I guess. But I'm going to avoid leaking a lot of features, but I also want to showcase a lot so we can actually get people interested. So before I begin, there's two things I want to clarify. Number one being, if you're a faction owner and you want a little reward for playing, contact me. We're offering Buycraft vouchers, base bundles, and other items on the network to big factions who want to play, just as a kind of sense to reward them for bringing us players. So yeah, if you're a big faction, DM me. If you know one, get them to DM me. This map's going to be very, very good. Okay, secondly, I wanted to clear up, we got a lot of plugins back from when we had crazy factions. So because of that, we're going to be able to run a lot of software that people liked on the server. However, we've got a developer who's currently working on maintaining it and updating it to be our own. So the features we've got is the automatic flight, all of the old commands such as /v, bless, heal. There's a lot. Let me read off a few of them. The Depth Strider crystals, the full balance system, the item protection, the chat formatting, the command blacklist, the custom mob drops, the clear lag system, the bucket stacks, the new scoreboard, the name tags, the home GUI, EXP based teleportation, and a few more features. That's just the core. We also got gen buckets back. We also got chunk busters, our old PvP. There's a lot more than this. Why am I forgetting? We also got our old filter toggle, our old shop, our old trade, our old staff plugin, our old mob coins, our old permissions, and our old anti-cheat and envoy. So we're going to be running pretty much all of them on the server, excluding mob coins, because we've actually replaced it with our own system, which is a really nice system. It's just a stable system rather than a system that updates daily. We felt that would be best for our server. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to get into the video and showcase features. So first of all, we've got a major quality of life change that was requested a lot. Player vaults. This was an old plugin. You can now rename your player vaults. So PV, let's say this was my gear PV. Gear, it would name it player vault gear. And if I wanted to edit the icon, I would right click and I can choose whatever icon I like that I feel like would resemble my gear PV. So we'll go with a chest plate. And you can do this on all of your PVs. This is glass, that was a bad example. But yeah, so you can do that on every single PV. It's just a nice feature. You can still access them just through the direct command, but it's just a feature we thought we'd add. So we've also got gem buckets, which was a requested feature for last map. We've got gem buckets which are vertical ups, and if you want, you can now cancel them. I'll go in GMS just to show. Simply by punching that and it will stop the progress. We've got horizontal obsidians, which obviously are horizontal obsidians. And we've got patch buckets, which you can use to just, patch your walls, get them fixed up. And we also have normal gem buckets. We've got up and downs, just for some people like to place on the bottom of their walls. Some people like to place on the top. So we've just got an option for both. Without it being buggy, we just separated the buckets. So yeah, there's always going to be that cancel regardless of what gem bucket you're using. You can punch it, you can break the block, or I think you can right click it. Oh no, you have to break it. And that will just cancel the full gem. Okay, after that, we've got chunk busters. We have them in 1x1, 3x3, and 5x5. The 1x1s, I'll just show off that one because I've obviously got the chunk. There's a nice confirmation menu. There's a warning to all nearby members, and then it will just go right after that. It starts at sky, so it will take a second to get down, but once it's down, you won't even see it go. There we go. This looks pretty cool. So yeah, chunk busters, we have them in 1x1, 3x3, and we have a 7x7. 7x7s I decided to not showcase because they're not going to be common, and if you have them, It is going to help you a ton. But other than that, we've got... So that is pretty much... Oh, no, that's not it for the base work. We've actually got... I'm going to set this to just a block temporarily so I can finish showcasing everything. So should I set hand? Okay, we've also got spawners. Now, that's probably not much of an achievement. But as you can see, number one, there's a leveling system. I'm going to halt the server just to avoid mobs actually spawning. But when you right click it, there is an upgrade system for the spawners. There is a... And you can stack your spawners. So if I actually give myself another blaze, you can now stack it to 2. The stack is not the upgrade. The upgrade is a completely separate thing. We're actually going to rework the GUI. But yeah, so these will spawn more than normal spawners, but they're pretty nice. After that, we've got iron golems, which the same thing happens for, pig golems, witches, and villagers. Now this is the normal progression of spawners. So at the bottom we've got the grinding mobs, which go blaze, magma cube. I will show the next one in just a second. Then after that we've got iron golem, pig zombie, witch, villager. Oh, I put iron golem again. Monkey, then tiger, and then dragon. Now, these are custom spawners that work without texture pack and on the current version. I'll give one example. The showcase is just going to be removed. Oh, there we go. So that's the dragon. This will be the rarest spawner. Then after that, we've got tiger. Which, does a tiger want to spawn? No, we don't have correct spawn conditions. And then after that, we got monkeys. And they're deciding to be buggy. That's great. But they all definitely do function. I've tried them out. There's nothing to worry about with them. And we've got turtles as well, which is a mob spawner you actually grind. You get buffed mob coins, keys, and EXP from grinding them. So it's definitely worth grinding them. Now, to kind of inflate the economy a bit, we've introduced an outpost. Once you control the outpost, you get a ton of perks. And on top of that, you unlock a turtle grinder. So you can farm turtles in order to give yourself an advantage. Rather than having turtle spawners, which are expensive in game, they're as expensive as villagers. You can simply capture an outpost. And dragons, the thing is with them, they're very hard to farm. So once you figure out the method, you'll make tons of money. Like hundreds of times more than villagers. But the rarity of them is like very, very rare. You won't see them. They're not going to be introduced till at least the 3rd week into the map. The other spawners will be introduced from the beginning, but they'll be more rare at the beginning. So then after that, we go to our books. Now, Crazy Factions used to have a lot of superior books, so we decided to kind of do the same thing again, but introduce more. This time, the reason for that is so that way, when players get a book, farming for a specific book is harder. So we have got Superior Angelic, Superior Armored, Superior Deathbringer, Superior Enlightened, Superior Overload, Superior Gears, which just gives you speed 4 so you don't need to wear the Supreme set, Superior Diminish, which is a buffed version of Diminish. As you can see there, it says 25% and the rest is inflicted. So once this procs, they're actually going to take more damage than you. It's just a rare chance to proc. Superior Enchant Reflect 10. This reflects enchants up to Superior, so it's basically the same as Heroic. Superior Implants. This is very, very, very strong if you have that at max level. You'll actually be healing a significant amount. That's it for armor. As for weapons, we've got Superior Lifesteal, Superior Assassin, which you actually have an extra block. You're allowed to be away before you start dealing less damage with this. And Superior Trap. And then for axes, we've got Superior Pummel, which is basically Pummel, but it's buffed and it's radius based. We got Superior Hex, which inflicts them with a stronger Hex debuff, where they take even more damage and they deal even less. And then we've got Superior Bleed, which, that's pretty obvious what it does. It works very well with Bloodlust, as you'll be healing tons. And Superior Rage. Now, Superior books are still going to be really rare. You're not going to see anyone wearing all of these enchants until maybe the last few weeks, We're aiming for like 7-8 weeks maps, so you won't really see them till week 6-7ish, and then obviously they'll be in the Carnage kit. Now, other than Superior books, we thought we'd introduce a few more books, but with that being said, we removed Mastery books specifically because we felt they didn't suit our server, so instead we replaced them with Tropic books. Now, as Tropic books, you've got Azazel's Blade, which some people might remember. We reworked the effect a little bit to kind of be buffed. So when you have a rage stack, you have a 33% times level chance to not lose that rage stack when you're hit. But it can only proc once per rage stack. So if I've got a 4 rage stack, then someone hits me, my rage stack stays at 4, but if they hit me again, it breaks. If I've got it at level 3, it procs every time. Then we've got Reaper. This enchant, when you get a kill, your health becomes full. This is helpful in like derp situations or gank situations, and it will just assist you in taking on major fights. We've got Neutralize. We've reworked it on here to work rather than proccing for 1 damage event. Once you proc it, their Paladin Armored, Superior Armored, whatever it is their Valor and their tank is disabled for 5 seconds. So you've got that much time to like crit them out and kill them. There's also a message in chat for both you and them when this enchant procs. Finally, we got Mega Silence, which is a chance to stop activation of your enemy's Phoenix, Ender Shift, Rocket Escape, and Lifesteal. This enchant procs for 10 seconds every time it procs, and it's very, very, very powerful. After that, this is something I know a lot of people who enjoyed Crazy Factions are going to enjoy, but this is something very, very cool, which is very unique to what Jurassic was and now Tropic. I'm sure it's going to be copied within weeks, but we've got multiple tiers of heroic upgrades. So we've got first heroic, second superior, and third godly. Now, obviously your superior is going to be more rare than your heroic, and your godly is going to be more rare than your superior. But they are well worth having, as the increase in durability is about 10% each time from the previous, and the increase in protection is 5% each time from the previous. So it's definitely worth wearing these if you can get them. Godly is going to be incredibly rare. Heroic's basically going to be like free / very easily obtainable. Superior is going to be a little bit of a grind. Godly, you're not going to see much. Now, due to popular request, we added our old armor set system back, but we've introduced more armor sets to the economy. So, actually, we do have weapons as well. So I'm only going to showcase 3 weapons, just because, I spelled Cypher wrong, just because I find them the most, interesting. What's the command? Give weapon, you drop, Phantom, Sky, Phantom, Dagger. Oh shoot, I haven't implemented the weapons on this server, they're in the kit PvP. Well, basically, each set has from 1 to 3 weapons. Some of them actually have 0. But, for example, the Phantom, one of the swords has a Phantom's sweep ability, which does AoE damage. Quite a lot of it too, like 4 hearts when it procs. One of them has less hit delay and more damage, and the other just has more damage. So Phantom's actually had a major buff. You can deal up to 50% more damage in this set, but you have no other buffs with it. After that, we've got Yeti. Yeti is a pretty questionable set in most cases, but we've reworked the axe to be a lot stronger. So when you're hitting a player, if they're in Godly, it acts as Superior. If they're in Superior, it acts as Heroic. And if they're in Heroic, it acts as Diamond. So that is one of the Yeti axes. There's a few more. One which has a certain ability from a sword, but I'm not going to go too into depth because we don't actually have the weapons here to show. Yajiki, pretty much the same as Cosmic. We've got the same weapons and one extra one. The Revenge of Yajiki passive ability has been buffed just because of the fact we felt we kind of want all sets to be equal. Just something I want to clear up quickly, I just realized I forgot to. The tier doesn't mean how good it is, it means the rarity. Anyway, after that we've got Trav, plus 30% damage, Dimensional Shift passive ability. It comes with both an axe and a sword. Each of them have some very unique perks. After we've got Supreme. Nothing too special about Supreme. The weapon on Supreme is a game changer. After that, we've got the custom sets, which are unique to us, that aren't seen anywhere else. So we've got Toxic, which has the Toxic Strike passive ability, which when it procs, it deals half a heart every second for 5 seconds. So the idea of it is it will kind of shake your opponent, hence the name Toxic, because it's not very fun when it procs on you. But yeah, it deals 5 hearts. Purity, this set's really basic, but everyone loves it. Plus 15% damage, minus 15% taken, auto bless and speed 4. The sword is plus 20% damage, so this is definitely a good one to go for. It's nothing abilities, but it's a really basic set. You'll want to PvP in this one. Executioner. Now this is a really strong set. It has a chance to disable your enemy's armor set. So if they are in, say, Purity, they can then get debuffs. They don't take 15% less damage. They don't do 15% more damage. And they don't have their speed 4 downgrades to their gears level. Now, this effect only lasts from 7 to 12 seconds, but that is long enough to kill people in most cases. Is there only 2 sets in this one? Oh no, I went over them all. Okay, and then we've got 3 more tier 2s here. We've got first Plague, plus 25% damage dealt, Plague Bomb passive ability. The Plague Bomb passive ability is a AoE based effect which every 4 seconds, once it procs, which is a really low chance, deals 5 hearts of damage to everyone in a 10 block radius. So once it procs, you get a message in your chat, so you're going to know if that ability procs, you want to pot. After that, we've got Vampiric. Vampiric is one of the sets which is based basically on the sword. So you deal plus 10% damage, you deal you take minus 15% less damage, and you steal half a heart from each strike. Now, that ability is really, really strong, as you're guaranteed to do half a heart of damage, which with any other set, obviously you're not. Most likely you will. But with this, the sword, you also heal combo times damage. Meaning, if you are on a 6-hit combo, you're healing 3 hearts per hit, which is really, really strong. After that, we've got Juggernaut. Now, Juggernaut set is you take 60% less damage and you deal 10% more, but the Juggernaut sword makes you do 30% more damage to people in Purity. Now, Purity is going to be a pretty popular set because it's the only set that gives no debuffs, so Juggernaut could be a good way to counter that. And we've got the last tier 2s. We've got Gambler, which has plus 1 to 50% damage dealt, minus 1 to 50% damage taken. So damage in this set is going to be really inconsistent. But if you get lucky, you can get like 3 or 4 shots with this set. Now the sword, when hitting a player, it has a chance to proc a random set ability. It could be any of them. You could proc Trav, you could proc your G key, you could proc Executioner, you could proc Toxic. You can proc any of them. Now it's obviously a much reduced chance compared to the other sets, but it could be worth it. Now the Undead Armor set is minus 25% damage taken and the Rotten Decay passive ability. So with this set, obviously it's just like Cosmic, Rotten Decay 10 procs, and you take 25% less damage. Remember, Mastery enchants are removed, so this is the only way you can get Rotten Decay. After that, we're on to the tier 3 sets, which are the most powerful sets on the server. Now we've got Cough, which makes you deal plus 25% damage, take 15% less damage, a 5% critical strike damage chance where you deal plus 250% damage. That effect is insane. Like when that procs, you deal so much damage. It's on the kit map at the moment. Players using it have seen its balance as you don't one-shot people. We've got a damage cap of 11 hearts, I believe, with that ability, and 9 hearts normally. So that way you can't, obviously, just destroy people. You also get speed 4 and strength 4. 2 really strong effects. This set is definitely one to look out for, and the critical strike chance on the sword is basically just a buff chance of it proccing. After that, we've got the Tropic set. Now, the Tropic set is a very, very strong one. The sword has a similar effect to Gambler, where any set ability can proc, but Storm Cloud is essentially, it will rain on the opponents, and every time they're in there, similar effect to Rotten Decay. In the chunk though, it will deal half a heart, then 1 heart, then 2 hearts, then 4 hearts. As well as that, you'll be dealing 20% more damage. So the Tropic set's really, really strong. It kind of caps out though. The damage you deal is up to about 10 hearts total from the ability if they stay in the same chunk and don't pop, but you can see the rain. so it's kind of easy to avoid. Not only that, but there's a mask that avoids the ability. But the damage, the extra 20% damage, is unavoidable. On top of that, the sword makes you deal 30% more damage, so you can be dealing plus 65 in this set, and it makes hit delay 5% shorter. So this set is definitely the strongest, easily compares to Koth, but these sets are going to be really, really hard to get. Tier 2s are going to be sets you basically would grind for, you'd like grind at a mob farm, and then tier 1s are pretty much just going to be free. So that way there is levels to PvP. We've tried to make it so there's a reason to use each armor set. Obviously, the higher you get up, the more unique and more reason you have to use the sets. I'm going to make sure I'm recording. Okay, I am. But that is pretty much everything I wanted to go over. We're at 21 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're excited for Crazy Factions being released 1 PM EST on August 1st. So that is, at the time this is posted, that is 5 days away. We've got a trailer where if you post it, you get a ton of rewards. You get, let me just double check for you all. You get on factions 4 Iron Golem spawners, which is quite a bit of money. 7x7 trench pickaxe. That's obviously pretty useful. 10 1x1 chunk busters, 3 3x3 chunk busters, a Tropic book, which is a random one of these, and a Mythic or Superior book. Now, Mythic, I haven't went over. It's pretty cool, the concept we've got behind it. I've spoke to some people about it, but I want to keep it secret for the map because it's a nice little surprise. But yeah, so you get one of the other, and you also get a trailer loot box, which just contains a ton of starting items. There's also going to be giveaways on the release, and we've also got some big YouTubers playing. I'm not going to say names just because we haven't secured a deal yet. But that is everything I wanted to go over. I hope you did enjoy. I hope to see you on the map. But yeah, that's all. Goodbye.